Welcome to Graya Overload. I'm Anthony, and security vulnerabilities are already out there, and some big ones with a Spectre and Meltdown that is started 2018 off, maybe not so on the right foot. Spectre and Meltdown are basically a total of 3 vulnerabilities that affect almost every CPU out there right now. But I want to kind of go through these and give a little background or kind of a little description of what it kind of is, a rough description, try to get a little bit of understanding out there. If you want more, go read the white papers. They're really fun, or some more information in the link I post in the description below. And I also want to give my opinion on these and basically what I expect in performance, because there's been a lot of stuff out there on that as well. But Spectre version 1 is a bounds check bypass. So think of it as you have an area, and the CPU, and basically these are all CPUs being tricked into doing something, all 3 of these. But in this instance, the CPU is being tricked to go outside of the bounds that this area has access to, right? And so it's basically a gated off thing, and it's going, hey, go outside of this, and the CPU is saying, okay, I'll allow you to do that, when it should be saying, no, you cannot do that. So that's a little bit about Spectre version 1. The Spectre variant 2 of version 2 is a branch target injection. So it's trying to branch predict things, the CPU is, and think of it just like one little core that has access, and it has a branch prediction. You have like multiple threads in there, and the same thing is, this thread is only supposed to have access to this and whatever, but they're trying to predict things, and so they're predicting things, and maybe it kind of gets in ahead of itself, as a CPU might, and to try to help you out to make things respond faster and do things. You think it's instant, but it's actually already predicted it and done it. And then now it's going, so this thread is now going over to and grabbing all the data from another basically thread or process and dumping that back out. So it's again going outside of the area where it should be, and getting that. So that's basically Spectre version 1, version 2. The Spectres, here Spectre 1 affects Intel, AMD, ARM, so all of them, so ARM, even phones, right, they're affected. And this just came out and me stated that it's supposed to be fixed with a software patch. Well, Microsoft has came out with that. I know Linux has something already there for it as well. So that's out. The Spectre variant 2, that is only affecting Intel and some ARMs. AMD says that because of architecture differences, they have not, or to date, there's been no reproducing this on their processor. So I guess that can be a win column for for AMD right now. But this will have to be patched and fixed in some fashion, or try to be working. I believe that's also in a software patch. I'm trying to remember all the data I've read on this, all the releases and everything else. So forgive me if I miss a few details there with who has what out already, but I believe that there's a software update that's coming out, or is out already. And then there's Meltdown, and Meltdown is a rogue data cache load. So you have, just think of it, you have 2 areas, right? You have a user area and you have a kernel area, and there's supposed to be a gate, right, to not allow certain things to be accessed back through without proper checks in place. And no, there's no checks, and it's just going, oh, yep, here it is, back over, right? And that's how it's kind of doing stuff in the simplest of terms. This affects Intel, and I believe it affects some ARMs. I know ARM has a link at the bottom of the page in the link I'll post below that will take you to which exactly processors are affected. But that's the basis of it, and so that shouldn't be happening. Now, like I said, it doesn't affect AMD. AMD says that there's an architecture, because there are architecture differences, this Meltdown does not work on their processor. So it's basically all Intel and just some ARMs out there. And so again, software fix is going to be out for this, and it could be, it could have an effect on what some things do too. So let me start with performance because I was already I kind of touched on it just briefly here. I think overall, I think performance isn't going to be a huge hit for most people. I think it's going to be pretty much, you're not going to notice anything. I think it's just the normal course of things. Now, I do think that maybe some of the stuff I'm working on, some of the code that I'm working on may be hitting with performance. Overall, I don't know yet. That's going to take me a couple months to see, but overall, I don't think there's really going to be anything that's hit. Now, people have claimed like, double-digit percentage or whatever. That could be in certain workloads, but don't take that as your computer, what you're doing is going to do that, because it's going to vary a lot depending upon what's all being done. So overall, though, my thoughts on this whole security thing is thank you for all the security researchers and everybody that were able to find this and get this out and notify all the people that need to be notified and go forward. So I'm very pleased with that, and I like that part. Now, the whole how this is going to affect maybe Intel, AMD, and ARM respectively. Right now, from what I see, is that Intel has a lot of work to do. AMD, right? They have the one that's supposed to be patched with software. It's doesn't look that good, but at least it's being patched. It looks like they might be in a little bit better position. Same with ARM. I'm going to be following this closely over the next couple months. I'm sure that they're going to have that, but it's going to be interesting to see how maybe some security stuff changes in processors going forward, to make sure that they're kind of still keeping up speed and doing things that they want to, that we've accustomed to be faster, but also being more secure. That's going to be the interesting part going over the next couple of years as well. So with that, I want to thank you for watching Graya Overload. Thank you for taking the time to support this channel and help it grow. I really do appreciate it. I've been very grateful of all your support. And until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching Graya Overload. If you like this content, be sure to subscribe.